my name is John Mcluckie, and I'm very lucky, very privileged, level 3 QHHT hypnotherapist, practitioner. I don't know why Dolores Cannon chose to speak to me, but I'm very, very grateful, and I'm very grateful for Julia Cannon for guiding me through the academy and certifying me as a level 3. I'm very, very grateful. The reason why I want to share this QHHT session story is because I just feel like so many people will relate to how this woman felt. So it's a very relatable story, and the whole purpose of a QHHT session is to get to that part of us that knows everything about us. Most people call it the higher self. Some people call it, Dolores Cannon just called it the subconscious. Sometimes even the higher self just can't get through. It just can't do anything. And in this particular session, here's a perfect example of what happened. The client in the session, she actually saw herself, and she saw herself as just so beaten down, and she was all alone. She was just out in the wilderness, and she was hunched over, and she was just covered in all this weight. It was just, she described it as chainmail, and she realized it was her, and it was her in the present moment. And so she was looking at herself covered over by the chainmail, and all the chainmail, it was all words and actions, everything that anybody had said anything negatively. She was just carrying so much stuff. She was carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders, and just every time anybody did something to her, it'll just add to the weight. And she saw herself, and she felt so sorry for her. Her heart was just pouring out to her because she knew that she was punishing herself. She didn't even know why she was punishing herself, but she had such an ingrained belief that she had to punish herself. She had to, by carrying the world's weight and by doing it to herself, well, then the rest of the world would hopefully feel better. And she morphed into her higher self, and when she was looking at her, she was just giving her, she just had so much love and empathy and sympathy for her, and she was trying to pull the weights off, but the woman kept on putting it back on. And I kept on asking, why is she doing that? And she kept on saying, because she wants to punish herself. I don't know why she wants to punish herself. And even the higher self tried to get her to go to her home place, back into source and stuff like that. And she said, come with me. I want to take you with me because there's such a beautiful place here. So she took her to this beautiful heavenly place, and she said, you can go, you can stay here. But she was still grounded into her earth experience, and she just sit back down, and she just kept on putting more and more weight on. She just felt so unworthy of anything else apart from the punishment, and all the negative things, everything just went straight in. Anything that was positive, she was just rejecting. She was just straight out rejecting it. She wouldn't take it in. But as soon as anybody would say anything positive, anything negative, it'll just add to the chainmail. And she was only doing it to herself. And the higher self had tears in her eyes because she's just like, I don't even know why she's doing it. She's just doing it. Just please, please, please stop it. You don't need it. You're so loved and you're so lovable. And she just wouldn't have any of it. She just wouldn't listen at all. So I asked the higher self, is there anyone or anything that she really truly loves and respects and would actually listen to. And she said, the only person or energy that she would ever listen to is Jesus. And then as soon as she said his name, Jesus appeared right in front of her. And the higher self was just talking to Jesus and going, I just can't get through to her. She's just not listening to me. I don't know why she's doing this, but she's just not listening to me. Is there anything you can do to help her? So Jesus went down and he was just talking to her. And we could hear what he was saying to her. And it was just so loving and so kind. And she started listening. She rejected it at first, but he knew what he was doing. And she knew that he wouldn't lie to her. And so she actually started listening to her. And then she started taking the chains off, just one by one. And then in the end, Jesus said, you don't have to stay here. You can come with me if you want to. And straight away she was just like, can I really? And he was like, yes you can. And so it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. And then as soon as she left with Jesus, I don't know where they went. I don't know where he took her. They were just gone. And then we finished off the session, and when the client came back, she just had a tear in her eyes, but she was like, oh my God, I never realised what I was doing to myself. And she said, before the session, I felt like I had the weight of the world on my shoulders. And she goes, now I realise what I was doing. I just wasn't listening to anything. I wasn't listening to myself, but I was just punishing myself. And she said, she feels amazing. And she was just floating out of here. It was such a beautiful, beautiful session. It was so amazing. And I'm so thankful and so grateful that I get to facilitate these. Honestly, they can be so seriously life-changing for people. And if you're ever interested in having a QHHT session, or if you want some more information, please feel free to jump on the website and send me an email or give me a call, because I'm more than happy to help out as much as I can. So thank you so much for listening, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people can relate to how she was feeling. So thank you so much.